Yeah, RX back with another stream. This time it is Sunday night, which means finally we can say it is Hangover night to UFC 324. Oh, fucking yeah. End of the first fight week. Hangover. Yeah, long overdue. Some days I've pretty much just been football for the last few months, but finally we are having a hangover to some fights, which is awesome. And yeah, I'm very happy about that. Of course, there was some football as well, which we'll talk about, but obviously we're mainly here to talk about the fights. Not a whole lot to talk about, because obviously we talked about plenty last night. Really, the gist of everything to talk about with 324, but let's look at 325 real quick. And then yeah, talk about some NFL, go for a little bit, and that'll be that. So yeah, yeah. I'm a little annoyed I started so late streaming wise, but whatever. I'll try and go earlier Tuesday. I think we'll see. But yeah, Sunday night, cold as balls. Hopefully you're not getting attacked by snow too much on this fine weekend and week. And yeah, not really much to really say there. Um, yeah, gonna talk about the fights. Well, not really. Gonna talk a little bit about some fights. Don't expect to go very long here tonight, but we'll still talk a little bit. And about little shorts will go with like 20 minutes. So we'll see. And yeah, we're always excited to be yapping with y'all, even if it's for, well, or if it's just yapping to myself. Usually it's the latter. And yeah, I don't know what else to say there. Let's get the screen share up. Let's get some more colors in New Beach. Da, da, da. We good? I think audio's good. Audio has to adjust for a few seconds when the screen share begins. But yes, this would be the last time I used the blue color scheme for the background for a minute, because that was kind of the color scheme of the poster. So, but yeah, 324. If I haven't talked about it enough already, I did a 2-hour recap about it. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. And yeah, um, again, everything I've said last night, everything I said in the recap, I still believe. I thought it was a very fine card. Not phenomenal, not awful. I believe it was a very middle of the road card. I rated it a 5.1 out of 10. I think that's a very fair grade for a card that, let's be honest, was pretty much saved by the main event. Without the main event being as great as it was, it'd been like a 3 out of 10 card. Truly. So, it really got lucky at the end. You know, a lot of people are bitching about it. And I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the card at the end, and mostly not all the card again. We'll overview it real quick and all that, but yeah, it was what it was. Um, it was a fine little fucking return card. 11 fights, kind of was like, yeah, it could have been more. And yeah, it's what it is, man. Fights are back, which is the most important thing, of course. And yeah, what else can you really say? So, yeah, pretty basic shit there. I guess what are the main like news? Being a lot of people bitching about Gaethje Patty not being a great fight, which I don't fucking know how anyone can bitch about that not being a great fight when it was a great fight, but you know, logic, um, whatever. I thought it was a phenomenal fight, and I don't like either guy in it, so you know, what did that tell you? I don't know why people are bitching about that. Something people should be bitching about. I don't. I see some people, but not really enough that should be. Not many people are talking about the blatant O'Malley robbery. Man, 'cause that fight sucks so bad, you want to forget it. But yeah, if we're being honest, that was bullshit. Um, so great stuff there. But yeah, not enough people complaining about that. Actually, more people complain about this, which was not even a robbery. So what does that fucking tell you? I guess. So I don't know. Yeah, it's probably better to forget this middle of the main card, and then people are we're not making fun, but are not praising Derek Lewis for whatever the fuck that performance was. So, yeah, middle of the main card. It's just part of the main card was ass. It truly is that simple. This middle of the main card was terrible. Um, I don't know what else to really say there. And then people are talking about the Gene Silva fight because it was fun. Gene Silva is a fucking psychopath, and then that's why I love him, because he is a fucking psychopath. Um, yeah, always good to see him get a win. He did that fucking back jump off Allen, which was cool. And yeah, so that's really the only other noteworthy thing worth talking about on this goddamn card. Main card wise, at least I would say. So there you go. But yeah, prelims, not really anything noteworthy. If Gutierrez getting talked about a bit. Was it a fraud checking? He looked terrible. Da da da. Yeah, that was not great. Nothing else here is really noteworthy. No one cares about this or this. Not even this. Hokit, I can get more than likely people are probably talking about, which I good. That's the whole like people don't understand you doing exactly what he wants you to do. Is that fucking talk about him? So yeah, Hokit looked great. Great promo. Not much to say there. No one cares about Ty Miller, so yeah, I guess the main talking points leaving this card are Josh Hokit, Adiba Gutierrez, Gene Silva, and the main event. Everything else is kind of just forgotten or swept under the rug. So I don't know. It was fine. Again, for what it was a perfectly whatever card. And yeah, but most importantly, fights are back. That's really just the moral of the goddamn story. If this was not the first card of the year and the first card of a big deal, and then no one would fucking care. But since it was a big deal, big blah blah blah, then yeah, everyone it gets a little more noteworthy. And again, I really believe the main event is making people look at this card a little more nice, in a little bit of a nicer light than it really deserves to be looked at. Because again, this card sucked from most of it, but main event really ended on a high note. And yeah, there's already some fights I really know we're gonna get at leaving this card. Obviously, Gaethje and Ilya, no duh, main event for the White House. O'Malley and Piotr, which is fucking stupid. Natalia and Shevchenko, long overdue. Tired of that. Nothing else really like for sure. Like Hogan should be on the White House card. Umar, we'll see what the fuck to do with him. Probably a hobby. I wouldn't be shocked at. Gene Silva probably gonna fight Yair. A lot of people saying title shot. No, he's gonna fight Yair. Waldo should fight Volkov. So there's gonna be some interesting fallouts from this card looking back in a few months. And yeah, and then on the loser side, what do you do with Patty? And the big question, more than likely, the Gamrot fight. Lewis needs to retire. Rose is still middle of the road. Arnold Allen is still pretty decent. Give him an easy bounce back. Figgy needs to retire. For all respect to Puyayev and these guys. I don't know. It was what it was. It was a fine card, and I didn't hate it. I ended on a high note, which really saved its ass a good amount, and it was fun for what it was. Have fights back. It was fine. Main event saved it big time, and gotta have fights back. It's about that simple. So not really much else to say there. And then to flip over to the other side of the coin, what do we got coming up? Well, another pay-per-view, quote, UFC 325 and January back-to-back pay-per-views, even though this card is not really a pay-per-view, it's a badass poster, but it's not really a pay-per-view for being honest. Um, yeah, obviously I'm not gonna break this card down right now. I'm going to do that more Tuesday, even though I'm not gonna break it down more and talk about it a little more in depth. But yeah, what I'll do here is what I do every Sunday night under the card the following week, and is to give it a quick little overview, look at the fights, give my thoughts on the fights, and that'll be that. So 14 fights out there right now. Can we not drop to 11 throughout the week? Um, so we'll see. But yeah, 325 is our next stop in Sydney, New South Wales, Australia. And like usual with Australia cards, they are getting handed dog shit, and I feel so goddamn bad for them. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully this card over delivers. I don't think it looks. I think it's a bad card, but let's take a quick look at it, shall we? Beginning with the Road to UFC finales. Don't overlook these. A few of these are actually pretty good. Beginning with the first fight of the night. Namsari Bayar versus Aaron Tao. This is not the best of these Road to UFC fights. It's the third best. Um, it's not great. Bayar is kind of I'm not high on him. Tao's not really good, but he's very entertaining. Should be a fun way to kick off the night. Gonna get the crowd loud and ready, and should be fun. Should be a fun fight. Don't expect the most highest level of fighting from Aaron Tao. Though to expect him to either get punched in the face a lot of times or punch someone in the face a lot of times. Probably a mix of both. Should be a fun way to get the crowd going. So that should be fun. But then we get to the two really good ones, and I'll say right now, pay attention to these fights. Like, be excited for these fights, because these are two really good fights. I cannot suggest these are the two best prelims. Like, just not even bullshitting you. These are the two best prelims on the card. Beginning with the bantamweight finale of the Road to UFC, Solar Rangbo versus Lawrence Louis. That's a great fight. That's a phenomenal fucking fight. Both guys have in their two fights in the tournament have looked good. Both guys are really good prospects. Keep an eye on that one. That's gonna be a banger. Don't overlook it because you've never seen them before. Trust me. If you watch it go to UFC, you're gonna know how good they are. And if you haven't, you just take my advice and be excited. That's gonna be a really fun fight. Good fight, two good prospects. I can't wait for it. And then I cannot wait for the one after it even more. The best fucking finale of the four and the best prelim on the card. Fuck, maybe the second best fight on the card. I am so fucking excited for this fight. The fight that I just think is fucking phenomenal. The featherweight finale. Sebastian Sesley versus Kainicho Nakamura. This is gonna be a good one. Again, if you have to circle any fight on these prelims, this would be the one. This is the highest level Road to UFC fight maybe ever up to this moment. Both these guys are UFC level in my opinion. Sebastian Sesley, if I had to describe him, I'll talk more about this on Tuesday, but just to trying to sell you this fight a bit. Sesley, if I had to sell him to you, I would say he's a mix of Volkanovski and Gunnar Nelson. As weird as that combination is, it's the best way I could describe him. And then for Nakamura, he is like Connor to an extent in his fighting ability. Like, not fully, but to an extent, he's very good. I can say. I know this profile pic for him is not great, but he is not some, like, dorky-looking Japanese dude. He's actually very, like, good. So, this is a good one again. If you have to take anything from these Road to UFC fights, is pay attention to these two. Not saying you shouldn't pay attention to the other two. This is gonna be a fun fight, but neither guy's really all that. And then we'll talk about this one in a second. This these two and especially this one are ones to keep an eye on. Trust me. And if they suck, then you can yell at me and I'll say I was wrong. But I have a feeling they're going to be bangers. I cannot wait for these fights, and you keep an eye on them. Don't overlook those. But a fight, but then we get to the final of the four, the biggest weight class of the lightweight finale. And yeah, if you want to overlook this one, I wouldn't blame you because I'm not expecting a whole lot from this final one. The weakest of the four, I do think this dude's decent. I just think his fighting style was awful. And they have the final Road to UFC finale, Dom Marfan versus Sang Yuk Kim. Yeah, how do I describe this fight? I do think Dom Marfan is a good fighter. It's just a shame that he's as boring as possible. He is a complete Australian Grand Dawson. He's going to take you down and keep you there for the whole fight and win. So, yeah, the dude's not bad, and he's only ever lost to Quillen Salka, who we'll talk about later. But, yeah, this is definitely the weakest of the four in terms of just like either Ruby and a good fighter, or even Aaron Tao being super exciting. This is definitely the weakest of the bunch, and yeah, I'm not expecting a whole lot here, so you can overlook this one a bit. But yeah, the other, just don't let that. These two are good. No, yeah, that's gonna probably not be a great one, but it was, and yeah, don't it's annoying that people are going to overlook these Road to UFC fights. 'Cause don't watch Road to UFC, no one really does. But from someone who has, pay attention to these. This one could be a banger. You might want to check it out, and then this one will probably be your first piss break of the night. So yeah, that's again I'll talk more about these throughout the week, but keep an eye on these. So there's actually some really good fighters here, and two really good fights. So remember that. And then we move from that to the featured early prelim, a fight that's actually probably worse than all of the fucking Road to UFC fights. And actually have a Road to UFC winner in it. And they have to get back to the UFC fights and the featured early prelim. Khan Awfully versus Yeezy. Not great. Not really a fight I'm ecstatic about. I think one of these dudes is a can. I don't think the other is much better than a can. Very low level fight. Not a great fight at all, in my opinion. And yeah, it's a fight. Khan's friend with Volkanovski or whatever, so he gets on the card. But the dude fucking sucks. He's ain't much to write home about either. Yeah, not great. So, but that's your early prelims, mainly just Road to UFC fights. So again, they're not bad. Featured prelim kind of sucks. Yeah, it's kind of running things the card sucking. The other prelims are better. They're not. But it's actually the first prelim is the best prelim. After this one, I would fucking just not watch these three if I had a choice. And we begin with Jonathan McAuliffe versus Oban Elliott. Rebooked from the Allberg card all those months ago when Oban pulled out. Already talked about this plenty, so I'm not really good there. I don't have to waste much time breaking this down when I do have to talk about it. But yeah, it's the best prelim. Fuck, it could be on the main card. It's better than that Tuivasa garbage. Caleb's a good prospect. We know what's happened with Oban, his last fight getting fraud checked. It's the best prelim, at least not counting the Road to UFC fights. Yeah, I don't know why it's here and not here, but whatever. Fine, McAuliffe outside the Road to UFC guys, out of the 5 UFC prelims, McAuliffe is the only guy I would say keep an eye on. I think the rest are dog shit. Doesn't that just sound phenomenal? Yeah, the only decent prelim. Then we get to garbage, and then garbage, and then garbage. Getting with Jacob Malkoon versus Torres Finney. That's gonna be fucking garbage. Jacob Malkoon is shit. Torres Finney is shit. What are they to really say? Next, that's the worst fight they could possibly book. Then we get to the co-main of the prelims, Cam Ralston versus Cody Brundage. Oh boy, Cody fucking Brundage. Doesn't that just get you goddamn excited? Not, no, doesn't get me excited either. We know he's terrible. I don't think Cam Ralston's anything looking special at all. I think he's fucking terrible in his own right. Not a good fight at all. They're giving a hometown guy a free win. Good for him, I guess, whatever it's worth. But yeah, who gives a fuck? And then the featured prelim is another clown show, which again, this should be this. Why is not there really the featured prelim? Well, we end the prelims with a legend, Junior Tafa versus Billy Alacana. Thank God one of the Taffer brothers is gone, and this will hopefully be the last fight of the other one. Yeah, no one gives a fuck. Junior Taffer's garbage. Billy Alacana is mid. He seems like a cool dude, but yeah, I don't think he's anything special in the division. But fucking light heavyweight's so shitty, he might actually get ranked. I don't think he's much worse than Alonzo Menafield, and fuck, I think he's better than Zhang Mingyang. So what does that tell you? Yeah, shitty features. Just a Tafa brother fight. You know it's gonna be shit. Not much to say. And yeah, those are our prelims this week. Again, don't overlook the road to UFC fights, because it might be the only good fighting you see on these fucking prelims. When you get crap, actually decent, garbage after the fact. So, and Arts is just being negative like always. No, you cannot look at these prelims and say, oh, they're good. They're not. They're fucking, these are Apex prelims. I don't even think they're good enough for the Apex. So, let's be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these guys in these prelims should not even be in the UFC. And I'm being generous, not saying 7 of Obum. Mikhailov and Alacana, and maybe he's odd, yes, can stay. So when you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fucking dudes here who are fucking garbage, 6 who should not even be here, and that's all you. This right here, this image you see on your screen right now, is why I always feel bad for the Aussies, because they always get garbage. I can't even remember the last time the Aussies got a good fucking card on paper. Like a few, and even execution must have been shit. The Allbird card wasn't good. It was actually very meh. What was the pay-per-view last year in Australia? Drakus and Strickland, that card was terrible. You had Vulcan Islam, the first one. That card was kind of shitty. Then that fight saved it. Didn't they do a fight night there as well? But I'm trying to think, what was the last good Australia card? I can't fucking think of it, because they never do good. They have so many shitty Australian fighters that it brings down the value of the card. Like, look at the 5 hometown fighters they got here. Can, decent. He's not even from here. He's Turkey. So, like, they gotta use them somehow. It's like, whatever. It's fucking annoying, and I'll rant about this more during the week. But it's like, I feel so bad for the Aussies that this is what they fucking get every time they get a card. And it's like, what's even the fucking point? So, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Let's get to the main card before I puke looking at this. Actually, the main card's a little bit better. Actually, if this was the main card, actually, if it was a fight night, this would actually be okay. And we're gonna talk about that. But main card's a hair better, but still pretty garbage. Beginning with Quillen Salkill versus James Malarkey, the easiest fight to book on or predict on the card. Salkill being anything under minus 2,000. I'm undervaluing him. I hate to give out a pick early, but yeah, we all know the lock of the night and the easiest pick here. Respect to Malarkey for stepping in, but yeah, he's gonna be in a coffin by the end of this card, so pretty simple. And then we get to the fight that is somehow actually almost a dark spot on the main card, even more than this. Tai Tuivasa versus Talisman Teixeira. Ooh, the Tai Tuivasa fight in 2026 off a 5-fight losing streak, not fighting for a year because he bulked up to 600 pounds against Derek Lewis's tall bitch who got, okay, where do we go here? I'll say right now, when I say this, I don't even say this as a fucking joke, I say this with 100% true belief. I will not be shocked if Tai Tuivasa misses weight to get that fucking fat and then try and come back to cut weight. I think he's gonna probably miss weight, or don't think he will, but I don't want to be shocked if he did. Even if he does actually make it to the fight, he's gonna get his ass beat because he can't fight anymore. Like, this is gonna be pathetic. So, I guess the only way you could actually save this is that if you're at least feeding Tuivasa to anyone decent, Walter Walker, Josh Hoggett, Steven Asplund, Mario Pinto. Like, at least get something out of him. What the fuck you get out of Talisman Teixeira, a guy you already know sucks? He lost to Derek Lewis in the last year, 6 months ago or whatever. It's like, come on, this is just fucking pathetic. Thank God the next two fights on this card are decent, even though one has no reason to be here and the other is an easy one to predict. You know, if these next two save the main card a bit. And we have Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Arufi. Yeah, this is a pretty simple fight to predict. It should be fun at least. Good one for Fiziev. They're still trying with this Arufi idea. They will not ever let someone get fraud checked and move on from them. Teixeira, Arufi, back to back. They will not just move on from shitty fighters, but whatever, that's what they want to do, I guess. Yeah, fine fight, should be fun, I guess. You know, Fiziev's kind of not been great the last couple fights. The Bahamondes fight kind of sucked. The Gaethje rematch was subpar, so whatever, it is what it is. And then the co-main, which will probably be a banger in a murder. We have Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Well, these hookers hopefully won't get headbutted this time before the fight, but he's just gonna get punched in the face a lot of times. I hate to spoil another pick, but this is the only other one I will spoil. Yeah, Benoit Saint-Denis is going to beat his fucking ass senseless. Hooker is coming back way too quick after that Armand fight. He's not good anymore. And Benoit's on a tear, even though I do think his winning streak is a joke, and I still don't think he's good. I think that he's going to rip Hooker in half quicker than Armand did, because Armand's a grappler. So I think it's going to be a fun fight for as long as it lasts. And yeah, I think this is going to be a layup for Benoit. So yeah, sorry, not sorry. Is Hooker the only New Zealand guy on the card? I'm trying to like spot the difference. I see he has a New Zealand flag. He's the only one. Oh, looks like it. Everyone else. Yeah, Hooker. Oh no, Lawrence, Louis, and Aaron Taos, the three New Zealanders. We'll see how CKD does on this card. Yeah. Fuck. Why was it like? Why you could have fucking just made this a fight night and done fucking Izzy and insert name here. And Izzy and Piper would have been fine here. Made the fight night cool. But speaking of that, let's get to the main event that no one asked for or cares about or wants. A rematch a year in the making, less than a year in the making, that no one asked for. Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez. Oh, I hate to talk bad about two fighters we all love, but sometimes it's warranted. What the fuck is the point of this fight? Volkanovski sat on his ass for a year after winning the belt. I forgot he was even champion at times. I think most people did. And then he comes back to fight the guy he just beat a year ago. And Diego, who, yes, the Gene one was good. But why the fuck is he getting a title shot after one win? And when Lerone Murphy is right fucking there, we all know this should be Lerone Murphy. I would say I'd be more fine if this was goddamn Evloev. It's like, what the fuck, man? Why are we doing this? I love Diego, but how much better would this fucking card be right now? If right now you were looking at Volkanovski versus Lerone, and the co-main was Diego and Evloev, or even if you want to go Evloev, Volk, Lerone, Diego, how much better would this card be? This moved out of the feature, and this was the second, this went to the prelims, and this opened it. How much fucking better would that card be? It's like, come on, man. This is fucking pathetic. But it's exactly what I expect. It's more than what I expect from them. Apparently, we're only evilly ever gonna main event that London fight night, or that's the rumor. Cool, bullshit. Fuck, I would say right now, I'd be more okay if this was Vulcan Aljo. I'd be more okay if this was Vulcan goddamn Aljo. It's like, and I'm not even because I dislike Lopez, it's just for the sake of A, deservingness, that's not a word, and B, not doing the same fight we saw less than a year ago, and the first fight was not that good. For most of it, Volk just ran away. So, I almost said Volkov. Seen him fight more in the last year than Volk. Like, I love Volk. I love Diego too, guys. How can anyone dislike either of these guys? But it's like, come the fuck on. There's no fucking point to this outside of what I don't see the point. We just did this. No one asked for this. And I don't know. I truly don't know what the fuck to say. So yeah. I don't know, that's bullshit. It's that simple. It's just bullshit. Can it be better than the first fight? Hopefully. I don't think it could be worse. So, I don't know. I don't fucking know. Dumb. Pretty fucking dumb. But, yeah, that's the overview for 325. Yeah, was I nice? I was nice to road to UFC. Everything else on the card doesn't fucking deserve it. The poster is cool. Yeah, this card fucking sucks. Yeah, I don't know what there is to really say here. This card is shit. If you take off Vulcan Lopez and told me this was an Apex card, I'd believe you. It might fucking well be. It's really weak. It's not a pay-per-view level card. No fight on it's really Benoit and Hooker, I guess. Sal killed really cool, but even that's like, okay. Like, this is just weak. This is just shit. And I don't know what else to really say here, so it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, man. This card I have low hopes for. I thought it was gonna be early, I guess, Australia. So what fucking time is this card gonna be starting on in Australia if it's starting at 5 p.m. here? Someone smarter can answer that question for me. And, yeah, not looking forward to this card, not really excited for it by any means, but we'll be talking about it on Tuesday, and then Friday, and Saturday, and Sunday, and so we'll see what happens, I guess. Oh joy, so excited. Can you hear how excited I am? UFC is definitely back. But, yeah, with that being said, I don't think there's too much else to say in the MMA side of things. Trying to think if there's anything else to really add before we talk about the NFL real quick before getting out of this bitch. There's no fight news. Yeah, I think we can move to the NFL side of things. I'm gonna get this shit off my screen. Let's talk about the NFL. So the other sport we had this weekend, and it was very interesting to say the very least, the NFC and AFC championship games to decide the Super Bowl. One was terrible, one was great. Let's talk about them. Our second to last recaps of the NFL season. Let's talk about it. Beginning with the AFC Championship and a goddamn snow globe that was the Patriots versus the Broncos. Oh, yeah, this was bad. This was a pretty shit-tastic game. I'm pretty sure the last score of the game was in the third quarter. Great. It became a snow globe real fucking quickly. Jarrett Stidham clearly had no idea how to play football. The Patriots did the barest of fucking minimums to win. Drake May having another weak-ass performance. Defense kinda carrying Denver's defense as much as they could. Both offenses were fucking shit-tastic in the snow globe. Yeah, it was bad. It was, very fucking boring. It might actually be the worst game of the playoffs so far. I'm trying to think, was there a game worse than this during the playoffs? Mm. Fuck, at least more points were scored in the goddamn Chargers game. Yeah, this was the worst game of the playoffs. That's fucking incredible, to be honest. But Pats win, go to the Super Bowl. I predicted that. And, yeah, we're right back in the Super Bowl. After a few years away, they're back. We'll see what happens there. Maybe Drake May will actually wake up and play good in one of these big games. And, yeah, not really much to say there. For Denver, great season. Even if I do think they were fraudy most of the season, still good season. Bo Nix can heal up. We'll see how they bounce back next year. I won't be shocked they're a playoff team again next year. Will they win the division again? And maybe Casey's going to rebuild. The Raiders are always rebuilding, and the Chargers are the Chargers. So more than likely Denver still takes the division. But I don't know. I still think they're kind of weak compared to other better teams in the AFC. I think the Patriots are better. Texans are not much worse, if they're not better. Etc. Etc. So, yeah, Denver heal up, maybe add a little more to the team, and go from there. So, yeah, for New England, that's how they do in Super Bowl. And then for the actual good championship game of the day, the one that was later in the day for a reason, that was the main event. We had the Rams and the Seahawks. Yeah, this game was fucking phenomenal. Can we just call this the Super Bowl? It deserves the title more. Yeah, this was a banger. Both Stafford and Darnold, I believe, had 3 touchdowns and no interceptions apiece. 300 yards apiece. Both looked great. Both looked fucking great. Seattle was able to squeak out the win late. Defense really clamped up when it mattered. The Rams just faded a bit late, got in their own way a bit with drops and fuck-ups, and Seattle gets to win even as much as Tariq Woolen tried to lose them this goddamn game. They get to win and go back to the Super Bowl. Again, I predicted the Super Bowl perfectly. Thank you. Yeah, for the Rams, great season. Probably the last game of Matthew Stafford's career. Great fucking career, Hall of Fame, etc. Would have been cool to see him get one more chance at a second ring, but, is what it is. Played good most of the playoffs. This was easily the best game of the playoffs, I'd say. Puka had a great year. Devontae looked great. Kyron's Kyron. So, defense is fine. They'll be back. Sean McVay is still an amazing fucking coach. And as long as they have Puka, McVay, and Kyron, they're always going to be a pretty decent team. Who are they going to get at quarterback now? I don't know. They don't have a young guy. Stetson Bennett is not even young and clearly is not talented. Jimmy G is fucking horrendous. So we'll see what they do at quarterback. Do they try and draft someone in a really weak draft class? Do they sign someone? But like, who are you gonna take a risk on? Malik Willis, Mac Jones? Do you trade? Are you one of the teams who trades for like Kyler Murray or Tua? Like, funny thing, any of these names I could actually, because John McVay is such a good coach, he could get anything out of any of them. We'll see. And for Seattle, they looked good. Sam Darnold played the best he has in the playoffs, I'd say. K9 looked great. Jason and everyone else did their thing. That defense is top tier. And they go back to the Super Bowl for the first time since they lost to the team they are playing. Sam Darnold becomes the first quarterback from that draft class to make a Super Bowl, which is fucking sad that he made one before Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield. You know, yeah, with that being said, that's our Super Bowl set. In 2 weeks, on February 8th, Sunday, in Santa Clara, San Francisco, we have the Seahawks and the Patriots again, years in the making after intercepted at the goal line. It's gonna be interesting. I predicted the Super Bowl from the beginning. I was completely correct, and I almost even predicted the championships. I thought this would be here, but whatever. And yeah, I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a good Super Bowl. Seattle will probably be the favorites. Won't be shocked if they win. But if, again, we've been saying it all playoffs, and they're still winning, but if Drake May ever actually wakes up and learns how to play football again, it could be a great Super Bowl. Can't Seattle get revenge? Can't Sam Darnold get a goddamn ring? Will New England add a 7th championship to their trophy case? I can't wait. I think it's going to be great. Pro Bowl next week, so no one gives a fuck. And then the big shit. We had the Super Bowl week, San Francisco. It's going to be fun. And I'm excited. So there you go. I'll be talking more about that. And the start of the week of it. So, I don't know what else to say there. The first Super Bowl I'll watch in 3 years. I think the last one I watched was the Chiefs and Eagles when the Chiefs won. Wow, that whole pass interference or whatever. So there you go. Excited. And there you go. Not much else to say there. Had one great game, one shitty game. Not much else to say. And unless I'm going to say something which I don't believe I am, I think that's all I got to say. I did not think I went 40 minutes, but I guess I ranted about 325 so much that I went up longer than I expected. Yeah, no, I just wanted to yap for a little bit, talked a little bit about 324, ranted about 325, talked about the NFL. Yeah, it was fun. Not really much like NBA. It's fucking postponing games left and right for weather or Minnesota or whatever the fuck. So, great. And thank God the Vikings are in the playoffs. And yeah, not really much else to say. Good weekend. The fights are back. NFL was good. And now we head into another week, until the last week of January, which we'll see happens there. Hopefully everyone had a good week and win weekend. Stay warm. If you're getting fucked by snow right now, we got a lot of fucking snow. So so stay warm, stay safe, keep your power, and yeah, not really too much else to say there. So yeah, pretty simple. Hope everyone had a good week. Hope everyone had a great week. Hope everyone had a great Monday. I'll be back on Tuesday, talking about 325, and then I'll obviously Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't think it's this week. I think it's next week is the NBA trade deadline on Thursday, so maybe I'll do a little stream there. We'll see. And yeah, I'm excited. So fights are back. What else can I say? So Royal Rumble week, can't wait. And yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else to really say to myself, really, because no one's fucking here. Yeah, I'll try and go live a little bit earlier on Tuesday. But I'm not going to change much anyway. I'll just be done saying that. So maybe a good idea. And yeah, I mean to slap that loud. Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday will be streams. There'll be 2 shorts tomorrow, one on Tuesday, one on Wednesday, one on Friday, and then Saturday, so keep an eye on those. And then obviously break down the recaps Friday and Sunday. So there you go. Not really too much else there. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to add. Not that I know of, so but what I'm left to say is, as always, hope you enjoyed the stream. Please like, comment, subscribe, join subscribe by the end of 2026. Fuck, 2 views. 2 views would be the goal by the end of 2026 at this point. And as always, I hope I'm forgetting to say something which I don't believe I am. I believe the only thing left to really say is I'm trying to think of anything else, not that I know of. So that being said, as always, first fight weekend in the books. Let's have a great one. Have a great week. Stay warm, and then to another fight week, shall we? Just saying, as always, RX out. Good vibes all night, and always.